want to welcome everyone to this afternoon's business meeting. We'd ask first if you'd all please bow your head for a moment of silent reflection. Amen. Thank you. Mr. Minges.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Due to a meeting at NARUC next week and holiday the following week, our next scheduled commission meeting will be Wednesday, February 27th at 2 o'clock unless otherwise called by the chair.
That's fine. Thank you.
We have one item on a supplemental agenda, docket number 2019-46T, the application of Walter Chambers, DBA WNS Transportation.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Williams.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the application of Walter Chambers, doing business as WNS Transportation, for Class C non-emergency certificate. At the request of the Commission, the Office of Regulatory Staff investigated whether Mr. Chambers' proposed tariff was in compliance with the Americans with Disabilities Act. As part of its investigation, the Office of Regulatory Staff consulted with Logistic Care Solutions, LLC, contracted through the South Carolina Department of Health and Human Services to be the statewide non-emergency medical transportation broker responsible for coordinating transportation for patients. Legal and administrative staff for Logistic Care verified with the Office of Regulatory Staff that the Americans with Disabilities Act does not deal specifically with pricing or safety, only accessibility. As such, charging a higher rate for a wheelchair-accessible vehicle does not violate the Americans with Disabilities Act, and the Office of Regulatory Staff has therefore come to the belief that the rates proposed in Mr. Chambers' application are in compliance with the Americans with Disabilities Act. As such, Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the application. So moved.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Williams' motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The motion carries. Thank you.
On our utility agenda, item number 1, docket numbers 2014-276C, 2016-180C, 2000-121C, 2006-42C, 2008-49C, 1985-157C, 1996-89C, 2005-36C, and 2009-300C. We have a request from Spirit Communications and its affiliate companies to use a trade name.
Chairman.
Commissioner Howard.
Thank you. Spirit Communications and its affiliate company, the Spirit Company, request authority to use the trade name Segra in South Carolina. The Spirit companies have not changed nor do not intend to change their legal names. The company provides service to commercial business customers and do not provide service to residential customers in South Carolina. The intent of the Spirit companies to do business under the trade name Segra has been reported in the newspapers, the general circulation, and in trade journals, both online and in print. In addition, the company account representatives have contacted individual customers and informed them of their intent to use the trade name. I move we approve the use of the trade name Segra for use by the Spirit companies.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Howard's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The motion carries. Thank you.
Items number 2 and 3 can be taken together. Item number 2, docket number 2013-298E, and item number 3, docket number 2016-149E. Duke Energy Carolinas and Duke Energy Progress are requesting to amend their respective residential Smart Saver energy efficiency programs.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Whitfield.
Mr. Chairman, Duke Energy Carolinas and Duke Energy Progress propose to make certain modifications to their respective residential Smart Saver energy efficiency programs. In regard to their proposed tariff revisions, the companies want to remove the current dollar amounts listed for incentives the companies offer for certain energy efficiency home improvements. The reasons stated by each company for the proposed changes are quote, in order to improve the company's ability to quickly react to changes in the marketplace and to increase the cost effectiveness of the program, end quote. Each company also proposes internal program changes to, quote, recognize lower actual incremental customer costs, make its trade ally participation more streamlined and less costly, and reduce its program administration costs, and recognize a 3-year transition to referral-only channels, end quote. Mr. Chairman, I would note ORS does not object to the proposals. I would like to learn more about the rationale behind the deletion of specific incentive amounts from the tariffs and why the companies believe they need to do so in order to quickly react to changes in the marketplace and increase the cost effectiveness of the program. I also think we would benefit from more information on the internal program changes. Therefore, I move that we invite the companies to request an allowable ex parte briefing to address these issues in more detail. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Whitfield's motion. Are there questions or comments?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir. Commissioner Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Commissioner Whitfield, I appreciate your motion, and I'm happy to hear from the company, but I also like to point out that it would be beneficial for this commission that if we had more information coming from the Office of Regulatory Staff. I understand that they don't object to the company's program, but at the same time, there's no reason or rationale for that position. Without that information, it seems as if this commission will be making decisions in the dark. For example, what documentation did the Office of Regulatory Staff review? Why does the Office of Regulatory Staff think the proposal will be beneficial to both the company and South Carolina ratepayers, or why don't they think the same? If we're going to make such decisions, again, I agree that it would be helpful to hear from the company, but it would be just as helpful to understand the Office of Regulatory Staff's basis for their position. So maybe after we hear from the company, we can also hear from the Office of Regulatory Staff just to make sure that we know not only know where they stand, but why they stand there. Does that make sense?
Certainly, Commissioner Williams, I think at least when I was with staff yesterday, we discussed that a little bit, and certainly ORS would be present at the allowable ex parte by the company. And then I certainly would agree with what you said afterward. ORS could report back to us after we hear from the company, or maybe either in writing or possibly a presentation at another time. And certainly share your concerns there.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Thank you, Commissioner Williams. Not all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The motion carries. Thank you.
Item number 4, docket number 2015-146E. We have a request for confidential treatment of an amended power purchase agreement dated May 25th, 2016.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Howard.
I move we accept the filing nunc-pro-tunc and grant the request for confidential treatment. So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Howard's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. And the ayes have it.
Item number 5, docket number 2018-3E. Duke Energy Carolinas is requesting to remove the second meter requirement in its renewable net metering tariff.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Irvin.
the removal of this requirement for a second revenue grade meter on customers' net metering projects should be granted. I find that such a move would result in customer savings on the install cost of the customer's renewable projects. A sufficient number of second meters has been installed to achieve the original objective of allowing the company to study the impacts of net energy metering on its distribution system. The ORS has sent us a letter that they do not object. Therefore, I move that we grant the request to remove the requirement for a second revenue grade meter on all customers' net metering projects. So moved.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Irvin's motion. Are there questions or comments? Not all in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed, no. And the motion carries. Thank you.
Item number 6, docket number 83307E, request for confidential treatment.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Irvin.
per Commission Order number 84-142, SCE&G is required to file annually with the Commission an audited statement on the condition of the company's external nuclear decommissioning fund. On January the 30th, 2019, the company filed the fund trustees' annual accounting report for calendar year 2018. The public version of this report was filed with only confidential bank account numbers redacted. I move that we grant the request to find confidential the unrelated version of the report, the unredacted version report due to the inclusion of these bank account numbers, just to protect the party involved. So I would move that we grant that request.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Irvin's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The motion carries. Thank you.
Items number 7 and 8 can be taken together. Item number 7, docket number 2018-319E, it's a request for public hearings in the Duke Energy Carolinas rate docket. And item number 8, docket number 2018-318E, is a request for public hearings in the Duke Energy progress rate docket.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Williams.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we grant the request for public hearings in Greenville, Anderson, and Spartanburg counties, along with granting request for public hearings in Sumter and Florence counties. So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Williams' motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The motion carries. Thank you.
Turning to our transportation agenda, items number 1 through 4 are new applications that can be taken together. Item number 1, docket number 2019-52T, is the application of Executive Medical Transport Ltd. Company for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item number 2, docket number 2019-53T, is also Executive Medical Transportation Ltd. Company for a Class C stretcher van certificate. Item number 3, docket number 2019-54T, is the application of Travis Rapp and Emery Brown, DBA Plus Luxury Limousine. Item number 4, docket number 2019-56T, is Hilton Head Classic Limousine Company Incorporated, DBA Hilton Head Paratransit, NEMT for a Class C non-emergency certificate.
Chairman,
Commissioner Howard.
I move we approve the applications in items number 1 through 4. So move, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Howard's motion. Are there questions or comments? Not all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The motion carries. Thank you.
Item number 5, docket number 2011-520T, is a request to cancel filed by Dave's Cab Company, LLC, DBA A&D Taxi, FKA, David M. Pinter, DBA Dave's Cab.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Howard.
I move we grant the request of Dave's Cab Company, LLC, DBA A&D Taxi to cancel our Class C as tax certificate, and the number is 85548. So move, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Howard's motion. Are there questions or comments? Not all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The motion carries. Thank you.
Item number 6, docket number 2015-216T, There's a request to amend the certificate of Daniel Williams and Septian Jones, DBA VIP.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Whitfield.
I move that we grant the request of Danielle Williams and Septian Jones doing business as VIP Limo to amend Class C Charter Certificate number 9108 to read Island Limo LLC. So move.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Whitfield's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The motion carries.
Item number 7, docket number 2018-348T. It's a petition of the Office of Regulatory Staff to revoke certificates of certain motor carriers for failure to file annual reports and/or gross receipts.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Williams.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we grant the petition of the Office of Regulatory Staff to revoke the certificates of certain motor carriers who remain out of compliance for failure to file annual reports and/or gross receipts. So move, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Williams' motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The motion carries. Thank you.
Item number 8, docket number 2018-355T. We have a motion to dismiss.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Whitfield.
I move that we grant the request of JMS Worldwide and Dr. Kupiak to dismiss the complaint filed in Dr. Kupiak's name.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Whitfield's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The motion carries. Thank you.
Item number 9, docket number 2018-11T. We also have a motion to dismiss.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Howard.
thank you. Mr. Mara commenced this complaint on June the 17th, 2018, alleging that Richard Johnson and or his company, JMS Worldwide, LLC, stole property and overcharged him for a move. Prior to filing this complaint with the Commission, Mr. Mara requested that the Office of Regulatory Staff investigate his allegations. On September the 25th, 2018, ORS submitted to the Commission its findings to the effect that Mr. Mara had been undercharged by $49. That JMS wrote Mr. Mara's credit card number on the bill of lading, and that the items on the bill of lading were not clearly labeled. In his complaint filed with the Commission, Mr. Mara does not seek monetary relief, nor does he ask the Commission, but asked the Commission to revoke JMS's certificate of public convenience and necessity. On October the 10th, 2018, the hearing examiner in this matter requested that ORS examine and investigate the documents and materials presented by Mr. Mara and report its findings to the Commission. In a letter dated December the 18th, 2018, ORS reported that it had received 13 complaints related to MJS since 2015. MJS has represented to the Commission that it has performed over 3,000 moves during that period. Only 13 complaints. 3 were settled by the parties. 3 were adjusted in accordance with the Commission's regulations. 2 related to the bill of lading, which were found to be accurate, and 2 were found to be under charges, and 3 related to unregulated moves outside the Commissioner's jurisdiction. ORS noted that most problems concerning JMS centered on customer service issues. ORS's sole recommendation in this report was that JMS develop a code of ethics and conduct incorporating customer service best practice, and his code of ethics conduct be filed with the approval by the Commission. I move the Commission adopt the recommendation of the Office of Regulatory Staff and instruct JMS to develop the recommended code of ethics and conduct and to present it to the Commission within 30 days of the Commission order. In his original complaint, Mr. Mara requested that we revoke JMS's certificate of public convenience and necessity. The allocations contained within Mr. Mara's complaint are not sufficient to support the relief Mr. Mara seeks here, and the complaint is therefore ripe for judgment on the pleading pursuant to Rule 12C of the South Carolina Rules of Civil Procedure. Therefore, I move we dismiss Mr. Morris' complaint and enter the judgment for pleadings in favor of JMS Worldwide LLC. So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Howard's motion. Are there questions or comments about this? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. And the motion carries. Thank you.
That's the last item on our agenda, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Minges. That will conclude this business meeting. Our next business meeting will be on February the 27th as scheduled. And we have okay. Following this business meeting, we will have an ex parte. Normally, we would clear the room, but I think we've got sufficient. We are good to go. We'll make sure everybody gets a sheet to have to sign that will make this ex parte legal. So, with that, this business meeting is adjourned. We'll start the